Good Thursday morning, folks. I'm NTV Chief Meteorologist Eddie Shear. This is a quick, or maybe not so quick, weather briefing as we start off our Thursday, September 7th now, 2017. The time is just after 8 o'clock in the morning. Latest stats on Hurricane Irma, which is right now just to the north of the Dominican Republic. Still Cat 5, winds backed off a touch, about 5 miles per hour or 10 kilometers per hour, back to 285 from 295 yesterday. And winds are gusting up to 350 kilometers per hour. Pressure at the center, which is right there, 921. Yesterday, areas like St. Martin and the U.S. Virgin Islands pretty much took a direct hit from Irma as the center went right over those two locations. Puerto Rico taking a glancing blow. Same thing for the Dominican Republic and Haiti later today. Don't get me wrong, still winds gusting close to, if not over, well over 100 kilometers per hour. But the real strong winds here are located right around the center here in the eye wall around the core, which is going to remain far enough offshore that impacts to the Dominican should be quite minimal in the grand scheme of things. Turks and Caicos may not prove as lucky as it looks like this west-northwest track is going to take it right over those islands. The core of the storm, the eye, may kind of go right through here, splitting the goalposts. But either way, if you're in Turks and Caicos, I'd be prepared for a direct hit from Hurricane Irma. Better to be safe than sorry, and this is nothing to mess around with. Forecast track for Irma, we'll take it on this west-northwest track over the next couple of days before beginning that sharp turn to the north, which has been well advertised now for the last several days. It looks like Cuba will see similar impacts to the Dominican, meaning kind of the outer bands, rain, gusty winds, but not that direct hit that we saw farther back to the southeast yesterday. And then it looks like Irma is going to track somewhere over southeastern Florida and possibly right up the east coast of Florida before making landfall again, somewhere near Savannah, Georgia, or Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. There is still some disagreement in where exactly Irma is going to track, but a lot of guidance has it taking a track kind of making landfall here near Miami and then going up near West Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale before back out into the Atlantic and then making another landfall here on the Georgia-South Carolina border. But keep in mind, Irma can be anywhere inside this cone here. So it could be a little farther east. It could be a little farther to the west. We obviously want that track a little farther east because that would keep the strongest winds offshore. But then you're going to have some major problems in Georgia and South Carolina because you're going to get less land interaction with Florida. I know there are a lot of Newfoundlanders on the west coast of Florida as we speak. As of right now, it looks like the west coast of Florida is going to see similar impacts to what they're seeing in the Dominican, Haiti, and Cuba, meaning just the outer bands. So heavy rain, winds gusting to 100, 110, maybe 120. But the strongest winds look like they are going to be reserved for the east coast of Florida or just offshore, depending on the track. And these are the spaghetti model plots. And notice there's a lot of clustering on the east coast of Florida, meaning that's where the guidance thinks it's going to be. Now, there are a few lines here to the west, and there are a few lines here to the east, but the bulk are kind of right down the middle here. And so the closer they are together, the more agreement there is. And notice as we've gone through time here, the lines are getting less and less spread out, meaning we have less and less time to get prepared because we're getting closer and closer to the storm's arrival. But where the lines are real close together, good agreement. Where they spread out, less agreement, but there's more agreement now that the east coast of Florida more than likely is going to be impacted the most by Hurricane Irma and then working its way up into Georgia and South Carolina. But NHC, National Hurricane Center, has it making landfall near Florida as a Cat 4 early Friday morning with winds of 240. The storm has been devastating so far, and I think there's a lot of devastation left in its path. Before we're all said and done talking about Irma, which will not be until some point next week. Shifting gears, weather at home now. We have rainfall warnings in place for Burge Oremia, Channel Port aux Basques, Hopedale, Postal, Makovic, and Labrador, the Churchill Valley, and Churchill Falls. Significant rainfall likely in all of these areas between today and tomorrow. West coast of Newfoundland under a special weather statement for significant rainfall coming in during the day tomorrow from a cold front, and that front is going to stall over the Avalon Peninsula on Friday or Saturday, setting the stage for a heavy rain event for the eastern side of the island over the weekend. It looks like late Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, while areas west and Labrador will actually see pretty nice weather over the weekend. Wreck house wind warning in place for today as well. Environment Canada saying winds may gust to 100 or 130. Today, winds will diminish this afternoon. As we take a look at the satellite and radar imagery, we do see rain pushing into the southwest corner of the island as we speak. Notice all the bright color showing up there indicating some heavier rain, maybe some thunder showers as well. That's going to be a trend that continues as we head through today, first across the west coast, and then the shower and storm threat will spread into central by the time we get into this afternoon. And into Labrador, notice all the cloud cover indicating rain. Lots of rain down toward the southwest here. That's all kind of funneling up, and it looks like it's going to be a kind of a wet day in most of Labrador as well. Temperatures across the big land ranging from 5 to 12. On the island right now we're in the teens and 20s, but it's feeling awfully humid out there with dew points near 20. What you need to know about the dew point is when it gets close to 20, it starts to feel really humid out there, and it will today. Humidex values, especially for areas that don't see rain, eastern, northeastern Newfoundland. Humidex values today and even back into central going to be into the lower and mid 30s, so it's going to feel rather uncomfortable out there for sure. Here's Futurecast will take us through today, showing the rain showers across generally the northern peninsula initially, and the fog and drizzle along the south coast, and those moist onshore winds by this evening. Chances for showers and thunder showers across the west coast and across much of Labrador. We see rain becoming heavy at times. Central eastern areas still mild this evening, but it generally stays dry and cloudy. As we go into midnight, we see the shower chances spreading into central Newfoundland. Much of Labrador seeing rain by midnight Friday night. That's Thursday night, actually. And then by Friday morning, 7 a.m., much of the island waking up to rain, especially west of the easternmost peninsulas. Although on those peninsulas, Bonavista, Burin, Avalon, we are going to be seeing some showers. And then as we go through Friday, that band of rain works its way to the east, which is actually that cold front I was mentioning. But this cold front is going to basically get into about here and become stationary over the weekend, which is going to set the stage for a heavy rain event across eastern areas between Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and possibly into Monday or Tuesday. Rainfall amounts in this time may be well over 50 millimeters. So certainly a busy weather week ahead. I should say several days of weather ahead for the island and the province, and still lots to talk about with Hurricane Irma. So I hope you found this informative. I'll be watching the weather all day, and I'll have your latest forecast for you coming up this evening on NTV starting at 5:30 on First Edition and between 6 and 7 on the evening news hour. If any of you have actually made it 8 minutes to watch this, I'm impressed. Have a great day.